Speaking of giants and California, next we go to Shervin Aazami. He's running in California's 32nd district. That's also in the Valley. If you're thinking, well, that seems like a lot of candidates in the Valley is rather large. So Shervin, welcome back. How are you?
Great to be here with you all.
All right, great to have you. So 47 minutes left, guys. If you're in the Valley, watch this on your phone as you're going to vote, okay? So Shervin, you're against Sherman, Brad Sherman. He's an incumbent. Now there's a couple of things here. One is, again, it could be two Democrats, so you don't have to beat Brad Sherman tonight. You just have to beat everyone else. So let me start with that. How's that going?
It's going exceptionally well. I mean, we have run an incredible field program, connected with over 200,000 voters in our district through multiple methods: door-to-door canvassing, phone banking, driveway discussions, handwritten postcards, and much more. We're the only corporate-free campaign in this race, and everything we're seeing Brad Sherman do in response to our campaign tells us we're on the right track. We saw him just this last weekend drop hundreds of thousands on mailers trying to animate the GOP vote. Mailers to Republicans and to conservative independents as a way to try to animate them to turn out to try to block us from getting into the general, because he recognizes this is a safely blue, safely Democratic district. And he doesn't want to have any accountability. He doesn't want to have his record on the chopping block, which he knows we've been doing consistently. And he also recognizes that as someone who's worked on the Hill, who's a policy nerd through experience, I can call BS on everything he hasn't done and everything he claims to do. And so he's really putting in the fight of his life. But at the end of the day, I think we have the grassroots support on our side. And we're going to continue pounding the pavement. Just came from a canvass a couple hours ago. We have volunteers that are still phone banking for GOTV. So we have all the bases covered.
So Sherwin's got tons of great endorsements. This is a good place where progressives have unified. So brand new Congress, Progressive Democrats of America, Roots Action, Nina Turner, Ground Game LA, Marianne Williamson, and the list goes on. And so it'll be really interesting to see if the LA Times acknowledges that Brad Sherman's trying to get Republican votes because he's being challenged from the left. The media, corporate media, almost never points that out. Chantel Brown openly pleaded for Republican votes against Nina Turner, and the media said that Chantel Brown was the better Democrat. Why not make things up while we're at it? What are you, in journalism? Okay, so Jessica, you got a question for Shervin?
Yeah, we were just talking about how we have to talk about money in politics because mainstream media won't. And Brad Sherman's taken a lot of money. He's got funding from Democracy Engine, which just keeps centrist Dems in office, but also Fidelity, Kaiser, NASDAQ. Can you just say a word about how you've seen money shape this race?
Yeah, I mean, Brad Sherman has close to $4 million cash on hand, with his biggest donor sources being asset management firms, private equity firms, payday lenders even. He's one of the top recipients of donations from the payday lending industry and from pro-Israel PACs. Despite being a senior member of foreign affairs and financial services, his bread is being buttered by the very industries he's supposed to be overseeing as a member of those committees. I mean, that's corruption 101. But as I heard Cenk saying earlier, I mean, that the tables are always stacked money-wise against progressives. But at the end of the day, we have the grassroots power behind us. We need to get money out of politics entirely. But for the moment, I'm proud of everything we've achieved, raising close to $300,000 just from grassroots support, despite being the only candidate in the race to sign written pledges refusing money from real estate developers, from cops and police associations, from fossil fuel executives, health insurance and pharma executives, the big weapons manufacturers, no corporate PAC money, period. Despite that, we've really seen a groundswell of support because people here are ready for bold progressive change. We keep meeting voters every single day where they're like, I can't point to a single thing Brad Sherman's championed for us. And then they hear about my work on the Hill and how we got more bills passed in 2 years when I was legislative director than Brad has in 26 as our legislator. And so folks want that bold, unapologetic progressive action. And we also bring that policy experience and those chops that really none of the other candidates can claim. And that's really the selling point that differentiates our campaign and our vision and our platform from the rest of the pile.
Yeah, I actually had a question. So I want to raise something that I've talked to a couple of the candidates that have joined us on the special so far about. I'm trying to get an idea as you've been making the case to voters, you've been talking with them, the sense, particularly among Democrats, of the state of things, not just the state of the country. I'm curious about that, but the state of the Democratic Party, because I'm curious with you as a progressive trying to make inroads into the party, what they think of the state of the Democratic Party, where they see it headed is pretty important. Are they satisfied with the way things are going? Are they defensive about the Biden administration's lack of ability to get much done? What's the sense that you've gotten from the voters?
You know, some folks are, but I'll tell you this. When we saw the majority opinion on Roe leaked, there was a protest outside of the Van Nuys courthouse that I was invited to, got to speak at. And a lot of those folks there, they were delegates, they're part of the Democratic Party, they're in those circles. And my entire speech was excoriating the Democrats for not codifying Roe when they had the chance in Obama's first term, to now hiding behind obstructionists and protecting Jim Crow relics like the filibuster over actually coming through on campaign promises. And that really resonated with folks, because you have to remember, here in the state of California, we have a Democratic supermajority in the legislature as well. Yet we still couldn't get single payer passed because the party was too busy protecting corporatists in our own ranks. And we've been calling them out by name from the very beginning. So while folks might think that, at the end of the day, the Democratic Party might be a better choice, when I look in the mirror, I'm thinking we got to hold ourselves accountable. For far too long, we've just been blaming the other side when it's really this corporate duopoly that's at the heart of the cancer in our democracy. But at the end of the day, we're focused on the policies and highlighting the issues that matter to our constituents and not shying away from speaking truth to power.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right about the corporate duopoly. Shervin for Congress.com, guys. The 4 is the number 4. And you still got 40 minutes left to vote. So go out there and make a difference. Shervin, thank you for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you all. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.